If you're looking for a fast project that you can accomplish in a day, I highly recommend an 18th century Huswif. Made out of 6 pieces of scrap fabric from my stash, it took me literally an afternoon. First thing that I did was made a template. It's included later in the video if you want to make this pattern as well. And I cut out the exterior fabric using this thick upholstery textile, which I got for free from a costume sale. And it's really durable, which is why I chose it, because I know as a sewing kit this thing will get tossed around a lot. I then cut out a matching piece of lining and 3 pocket pieces. The upper 2 are cut to size while the blue pocket at the bottom is cut slightly larger, and I'll explain why in just a little bit. The first thing you're going to want to do is pick out the matching thread for it and hem the upper edge and baste the lower edge. Now the reason you baste the lower edge is because you just want to keep it folded while you're sewing it onto the body. Now with this blue pocket, I cut it larger because I wanted to be able to fit bigger items into the Huswif. And if it was flush with the lining, fitting those larger items in would cause it to pull and warp. And I didn't want to do that. So by making a larger pocket, I actually give it flexibility to be able to fit something like a chunk of beeswax or sewing thread if I wanted to. So now I've slip stitched the following pockets onto the lining and cut out the basting thread, and then I sewed the lining onto the exterior fabric, just sewing all the way around with a whip stitch. As you can see, the edges are still raw, so I actually wove myself some tape to be able to finish it, but you could also use twill tape or bias tape depending on what you have. The first thing that I did was lay the tape all around the top, and I pinned it and sewed it, and then I did the same for the outside. And then I sewed the 2 edges together, sandwiching in the raw edges in between, and it creates a really nice finish. The only thing that I would change if I were to do this project again is to make the ties on the upper peak longer. Since I'm just learning how to weave, I didn't add enough length. The ties aren't really long enough to wrap around the whole case once everything is inside. Nevertheless, it still looks really good. I'm really happy with how it turned out, and when everything is inside, well, we'll just make it work.